treasure keys, exotic bounty, Today, I'm going to try and clarify what the deal is with earning treasure keys and the exotic bounty in the Prison of Elders. So here's the deal with treasure keys. Right now, you need a treasure key to open up the big chest in the Prison of Elders on any difficulty. This chest can give exotics, queen weapons, and Prison of Elders class items. This chest does not give the exotic bounty as far as I know. So how do you get treasure keys? Well, originally, I thought you'd get at least one per week per character when you complete Prison of Elders. At least, that's what happened to me during my time with the game when I went to Bungie. However, we quickly realized that this was not the case. There is a low chance to get a key from one of the small chests, but this is not reliable in any way. I think I've gotten 2 keys out of 15 or so runs. Also, for those of you working on level 35, there is an issue right now with the first time rewards for some players. The emblem, shader, and ship do not actually drop from Skolas himself, but rather are obtained from the chest. So if you're still working on Skolas, make sure you have a treasure key. Some players have reported just straight up not getting the items from the chest as well, which is an issue that I have no way of addressing other than the items should really just drop from Skolas himself and not the chest. Hopefully Bungie can resolve that issue. Right now, the only way to reliably farm keys is to find bounty targets in the wild, kill them, and then farm the chests. However, there is nothing reliable about this as the keys have a very low drop rate and are basically just RNG to get. You could come away with 3 keys in an hour or no keys in 3 hours. This is not fun to do at all. I would much rather get 1 key per hour if I knew I would get a key, as opposed to key farming the way it is right now. Key farming should be easier to do, not in terms of difficulty, but rather in terms of consistency. So what can we do to increase reliable key drops while not subjecting it to RNG? Well, I have a couple of suggestions, and I've seen a good suggestion as well. The first idea is to have key fragments drop from the Prison of Elders small chests. 1 fragment for level 28, 2 for 32, 3 for 34, and possibly even a full key for 35, or at the very least, almost enough fragments to make a full key. Require 4 to 5 or maybe 6 key fragments to forge 1 key. This way, if people just want to farm Prison of Elders for keys, they can do that, maybe up to a cap though. I don't think giving 1 full key for every run is a good idea. I think that's a little bit too much. But I like the idea of key fragments and being able to get rewarded little by little, but consistently. The next suggestion is to have Petravenge give you a key for completing all of the bounties for the week. It's 6 targets worth of bounty hunting, takes maybe 30 to 45 minutes to do, and I think is reasonable for getting 1 key. Plus, it incentivizes the bounties after people have reached maxed reputation and continues to give people reason to go out into the wild. That, and, it's only 1 key per week. The last idea is a great idea I saw on Reddit by user SunchipsRLove, where players could exchange a token of flight, identity, and judgment for a treasure key. I think this is an absolutely great idea. The tokens don't drop often enough for them to be farmed, but for people who have all the items that they want from Varix, this is a good way to get rid of your tokens without just throwing them away. On top of the problem of treasure keys, the rewards from the chest, besides the exotics, while some of the Queen's weapons are good, they're not over the top great, nor are they weapons that really stand out from the crowd. I'm going to do a really quick review of them now. The auto rifle, her right hand. Great stats, good magazine size, can reforge for any bonuses that you want. This is a very good weapon. But you can buy the Pest Control Matrix for 150 Vanguard marks, and it has essentially the same stats, and you can also reforge it into anything that you want. The Pulse Rifle, Payment 6, is basically a carbon copy of the 55A All Fate with 1 less burst available. The Hand Cannon, Her Mercy, is just the Red Hand 9, it's literally the same thing. The Scout Rifle, the Hygeia Noblesse, is a Vision of Confluence Fang of Year Ute style scout where I think it's right in that sweet spot of damage and rate of fire. However, it has half the magazine size if you're using Field Scout on VOC or Fang, and it has no elemental property. The Crucible Field Scout has the same stats as the Hygeia Noblesse, with 3 more shots. The Shotgun, Her Courtesy, is a weaker version of Fellwinter's Lie, Matador 64, and Astral Horizon. The Fusion Rifle, the Techion Force, It's a good fusion rifle, but it just doesn't stand out from the crowd at all. Most fusion rifles are like this. The sniper, her Benevolence, is one of the only high damage, low impact snipers that came with the House of Wolves. It's pretty good for PvE. The rocket launcher, the Dreamwaker, comes with one rocket in the chamber and with pretty low velocity. It's nothing spectacular at all. The heavy machine gun, Wolf's Bane, is a Yolder's Hammer Pacifier X style heavy machine gun, very high damage, low rate of fire, but it only comes with 23 shots in the belt compared to Yolder's 26 and Pacifier's 33. So while a good chunk of the weapons are pretty good, they're not anything that you can't get elsewhere if you don't want to run Prison of Elders or don't want to use a key. The weapons don't really stand out in any way among their peers, and if you're a long-term player of Destiny, you probably have weapons that you have ascended or are planning to ascend from the past that are better than these weapons. So, getting treasure keys is a pain, and the Queen's weapons themselves are nothing spectacular. Personally, not the biggest fan of the paint job either. Just not a good situation right now. Moving on to the exotic bounty, what's the deal with the exotic bounty? The Elder Cypher, which is the exotic bounty that gives either the Queensbreaker Bow, the Dreg's Promise, or the Lord of Wolves, drops directly from the Prison of Elders bosses, or at the very least, the level 34 and the level 35 variants. I don't know if it drops from the level 32, my guess is no, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, they drop directly from the boss right after the boss goes down, literally a second after. But from what I've seen, they mainly only drop from the first time per week that you kill the boss. I've heard people say that you can keep trying to kill the boss over and over again to get the Elder Cypher. People have claimed that it works. I have not seen any evidence, and I personally have not had any such luck. And the people that I do know who got the bounty said that they got it from their first time that week on that character. I don't know 100% for certain if you can get the bounty from runs after the first. My clanmates did 15 runs on level 34 over the weekend and got no Elder Cypher, so it could just not be possible, or it just could be bad luck. Anyway guys, that is all I have for you on the treasure key situation in the Elder Cypher. Hopefully Bungie makes key farming a little more consistent in the future. I know that I don't exactly enjoy key farming the way it is right now. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time.